Hey there guys, this is Malorian, and the next, this video here is going to have 4 games in it because it's from a Steamroller. Now, this is the first tournament I've gone to since I didn't make the Team Canada, and so I kind of want to do well. It's a big one. There'll be lots of people there, a lot of top players, mainly because around here it's almost the time for the Alberta Invitational Tournament, and everyone is trying to get the points to get in. Now, I'm pretty secure where I am, but still, I want to be getting the points for that, and I want to be looking good in front of these other players. I want to say, like, hey, I'm now looking for the next year. I got to do well. So the first list I'm going to make here was a anti-Bradigus list. Haley2, Stormwall, Squire, Junior running a Stormwall, Maximus Hunters, and Ragman. Now I'm going to say right off the bat that this is actually a net list. I took this one from Trevi to Great. I saw that one there. I was like, well, you know, when I thought it through, I really liked what it did for taking on Bradigus. And I mean, it's double Stormwall, so you can't really go wrong there. It takes on a lot of different other lists too. And so for my pairing with that, I decided to go with Sons of the Tempest. This is a list I've been really theory crafting for a long time, but haven't really broke it in. And so I really thought with a lot of the cricks I expected to see, and also a lot of the Doom Reaver spam I expected to see, it'd be doing very well there. So I'm going all the way to tier 4, so that means getting +1 to go first. I get unlimited gun mages, they're a point cheaper. I get stealth in the first turn. I get a free UA. You know, it's really awesome. So I'm running Caine 1, running a Stormwall and 2 Sentinels. I also have 5 units of gun mages. 1 has a free UA, and also Black 13. So just pew 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 for days, and very interesting for you know, assassination scenario or just attrition. So should be good. But either way, it's a 4-game tournament, and my goal is to be, you know, 3 wins or better. You know, 2 and 2 would be okay, but I'm really aiming for that 3 and 1. So either way, let's see what happens. Alright, so in the first game here, I'll be up against Cam and his Legion. So out of his 2 lists, he had Veil 2. He also had, I believe, I'm not really totally sure. I think it was Saren, or either way, it was not Lilith 2. So given that, I really like the idea of going for the double Stormwall. I think my Sons of the Tempest could have maybe handled this too, but really, I want those higher power guns. I want to shoot down these beasts, and so it really is better to go with the double Stormwall list. So that's the plan. So the scenario here is going to be a kill box mission. You need 5 points to win. You get 1 for dominating your close flag, 1 for controlling the far flag, 2 for dominating it, or you can get 1 for destroying the enemy objective. You can see my list here, and on his side, this is his whole, of course, Veil 2 tier with 2 Angelius, a Seraph, Typhon actually. There's also a Ravagore. There is the full spawning vessel, and there's also Hex Hunters and a Shepherd. So interesting list. You know, I've always thought that the Hex Hunters are better in here than the Legionnaires, and they're going to cause me some troubles because I have no answers to stealth. The normal list for this would be having the gun mages with UA, but I'm going to Nis Hunters because, of course, they can shoot mannequins. So a little bit of a problem there, but it should be all right. My game plan here was I want to go first. And because, I mean, if I give him first turn, he's just going to zip across and really put me in trouble, is I want to be really going for the left side. This house really was in my way, but the Nis are going to hold up the right flag. Just, I mean, sure, I can't kill the Nis Hunters, but I'll just get into there and jam them. And meanwhile, I'm going to really try and overrun the left side. So we'll see how it goes. So first turn, I put Temporal Acceleration onto the non-bonded jack, and I mean there's a focus on each. They're all running up. I have Deceleration up, Ragman's up there, and yeah, just pretty much getting into position. And man, it's nice to have these fast storm walls. On his turn, he's going to be kind of, you know, screaming up the right side there. On the left side, the front Angelius, I believe actually has Refuge on it. The Occultation is on Epic Veil right now. He takes a shot at the storm wall there. You can see the bottom storm wall, and there's 1 point of damage. Lights be on fire. The fire is going to go out. So, I mean, not a big deal there. But already, this is looking like a good spot to pop my feet. Of course, one of the biggest dangers for Epic Veil is she can really get a lot of angles. So she can actually get around a double storm wall pretty easily. So you have to be very careful. However, if I pop my feet now, destroy the one Angelius at least to take away that speed, then make sure that, you know, Veil goes first before one of the beasts can get in position to arc around. I can then, on the following turn, kill the other beast, and I mean, I can be in a very, very strong position. So that's going to be my plan going forward, is to go for really the feet turn and really crushing the left side. So that's really what I do, is I go and I put on as much focus I can on the jacks. I believe Arcane Shield is on the pink one right now, by the way, from first turn. But I put Temporal Acceleration on the right jack. I load up as much focus onto these as I can, and they just shoot up that Angelius. And I just can't take it down. Out of all the shots I take, it has tenacity on it, and so I have some misses, but I just can't take it down. It has like 4 boxes left, but big problems. Did not work, did not kill it. So whatever, I can always finish it next turn. Meanwhile, on the right side, I had to decide whether I was going to charge in, or run in rather, or just move up and shoot. And I want to kind of stay away from those sprays, and at least for a turn. So I decided to move up and shoot, but I really had troubles with that stealth, where a lot of my models couldn't get in range, and I was only able to shoot down 1 Hex Hunter. So not what I really planned. However, when I pop my feet, I'm going to cover pretty much everything except for the Shepherd and I believe the Seraph. So one of the biggest things here is that I wanted that Typhon to go first before the Seraph can actually move it forward and stuff. But otherwise, yeah, this should go pretty well. Now, another thing I need to happen as well here that I kind of did as a bait is I need my storm walls. The storm walls are going to be the #1 thing. So what I actually did to make the Ravagore shoot something else is I moved my Squire there to the left. And it's just barely within range there of the Ravagore to be a tempting little thing to shoot. And then, of course, if it shoots that's not shooting a storm wall. Storm wall goes in, beats up the things, and then they're sitting pretty. So that's the idea. And this is, again, just a little picture here of how I kind of screwed up with that. Now, remember, as part of the feat, I'm picking the order that they're going, and I let the Ravagore go before Typhon. And since he kills my Squire, my control range is reduced, which means that Typhon is no longer in the feat here, and then all of a sudden he's able to do the whole thing where, first of all, he's able to aim because he doesn't have to sacrifice his movement, and the Seraph goes and slipstreams it up, and so my Nis are in a lot of trouble. So at the end of the turn, first of all, Squire's dead, which was kind of my bait. Then I also lost frickin' Ragman because I put him too close, so there was the derp. You can see I lost a lot of Nis Hunters there because of my mess up with Typhon, and otherwise he kind of like kept his other Angelius safe, and so this is really, really not what I want. Now, one of the things he did though is that Veil went back and actually kill boxed herself. She's in a very dangerous position, so she just decides just to get out of there. So I'm going to have 2 control points. And so looking at this, I think I'm actually going to go for the scenario route. I'm going to destroy the objective, I'm going to dominate my own, and that's going to put me at 4 points. And once I'm there, I should be able to sneak in another one somewhere, especially if I can destroy another beast. So that's going to be the hope, but man, kind of a derp here this last turn. So the turn goes fairly well. Junior, I just don't want to lose him, so he just ditches and runs away. Meanwhile, I basically camp as much as I can. I put Arcane Shield back onto Haley now to really make sure she's safe. I went up. I really tried killing the Angelius. I really did, but I just could not hit it behind the wall. I kept on boosting, did not get lucky. You can see here I'm also making a wall of drop pods here on the left side in order to block some line of sight. But I do go over here and I dominate. I shoot down the objective on the right side. My Nis just charging in just to tie things up and kill a few guys there. It's not too bad for rolls. And yeah, just hoping that whatever he does, I can still be able to get 1 more point. And over here, this is again just trying to show this dangerous situation of what I'm dealing with. Now, if he wants to get something to me, he has some odd, orders of activations. Probably the easiest thing for him to do is just shoot down the pods to make a hole and then fly over an Angelius. Angelius can take a shot at me. Then he can shoot the Angelius with one of his little Oculus things and then arc onto me. Now, I have Arcane Shield, which will be probably purified off, but it forces him to do it, I guess, which is for free. But I am also camping 6. So all I need to do is stay alive, and then I'll be pretty much golden. Over here, Typhon's coming up and killing a bunch of stuff. However, he's a little bit hurting because that Seraph failed its frenzy test and actually came over here and took a big bite out of Typhon. So that was pretty nice of it. Alright, so anyway, at the end of his turn, he gets a lot of stuff done. So really what happens is that the Angelius comes down, charges the Storm Wall, and then refuges over to the left side, so it's contesting the flag. So I won't win this turn for sure. Otherwise, Ravagore moves back, shoots the objective, my Storm Wall. I believe he hits it with some Blitz, because of course he also feats. He's going to purify off my Arcane Shield, and then as well, pretty much on the right side, things are going to go around trying to kill off my Nis. I believe I just end up with one left that's going to be there getting in the way. With enough corpses, he made a Shredder last turn. He makes another Shredder, and the Shredder runs over to get between my Storm Wall and Veil. Now, key things that happened here is, one, because my Junior's so far back, I can't put any focus onto this Storm Wall. I really should have had that Junior further up, because even if they kill Junior, they'd have to spend more time going after him and not one of the Storm Wall. So maybe that should have been a better way to go. I don't know. But the biggest thing that happened here is there's only one thing contesting the flag, which is that Angelius. And I believe it's also the one that's already hurt. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to TK it away, and then between Haley's magic and shots and then the Storm Wall, if I can take that thing down, I win. And I do. I TK it away. I didn't even have to use a Storm Wall. I mean, Storm Wall's a punk, right? I just turn around with TK, I hit it with a Time Bomb, and then really I shoot it with my hand cannon, and that's enough to kill it. So Haley does it, and I win the first one by scenario. So made a little bit of mistakes in this one, but good to have it under my belt and moving forward with a win. Alright, so game 2 here, and now I'm up against my buddy Mark, where, he's in the local meta. I see him all the time, but I don't think we've actually ever played. So this will be good to have this here. He is running Saren and Abby 2, and again, looking at those pairings and how my little POW-10s don't really like these big beasts. And the scenario didn't seem like a good one for me to go for. I really thought, again, Haley2 was the way to go. So on his side there, he's going to be running Saren with Zuriel. There's going to be 2 Scythians. There's also going to be a Seraph and 2 of the Rakes. There's also a Naga, 2 Shepherds, and I believe a Forsaken is back there as well. So lots of beasts, just like you'd expect to see with Saren. The scenario here is not kill box. You have, first to 5, you can dominate either flag for a point, you can control the zone for a point, or dominate for 2, but you have to destroy the objective, the enemy's objective first, and that's worth a point as well. So on this one here, I really feel like the Seraph is annoying because it basically undoes any TKs I do to slow him down, but what I can do here is go up there, really shoot up his beast, pop feet, and the nice thing is that I can always shoot even if engaged, so if he comes at me, I just keep shooting him. So in this matchup here, I'm actually feeling fairly confident. I just gotta make sure I shoot these things down. Now the Rakes, again, here's some stealth that's gonna be causing me some problems because I have no answers of stealth, but I mean, again, if I can go in there and kill the heavies, then I can turn on the Rakes after. So, this time, I won initiative, and I picked this side. And that's because I didn't want to deal with the house. I would rather, pick this side here where I have a wall. And so he goes first. And I don't know if that's a mistake, but this is what happened. So he puts Tenacity on each of the Rakes. The Rakes are going to be rushing up on either side. Pretty much everything is moving up here. And looking at this, you can tell that he's more focusing on the left side. I don't know if he's actually going to try scoring on that flag as well, But my plan looking at this, and with him running up, is I'm going to start shooting him up. That one Scythian that's right in front of me, I'm going to be moving up both my storm walls, and with temporal acceleration, hopefully putting into it 5 shots. And once I do that, it'll be really weakened. And I mean, he hasn't even popped his feet yet. I'll be out of range for him to attack me, and looking pretty good. So on my turn, I don't do Arcane Shield, so I can be putting 3 on the pink one. I put Temporal Acceleration onto it, I put up Deceleration, I pop my feet, and I get right up there. Now, the feet I felt was going to be good because it kind of kept him away, because I want to get another turn of shooting him when he wasn't up engaging me. Because, I mean, with the Slipstream, he can really just run up and get into my face. Now, with this, I was trying to get those 5 shots. Well, the silver one goes up, takes a shot, does some okay damage, then takes a second shot. I need a 5 to hit, and I miss. So that really sucks, but that's okay. I got the pink one coming up now with 3 shots, and 3 focus to boost each one. Well, it walks up, and I'm like 2 millimeters short. I could not believe it. It was so disappointing. It's just all those shots completely wasted. Now, what I decided to do on the bottom is I did keep my Nis Hunters fairly back because, again, I didn't want them to be... They weren't going to do anything good this turn, and I didn't want the Rake to be slipstreamed up and then, like, go up and jump in order to really lock down them all before they do anything. So I held my Nis Hunters back, and, yeah, really wishing I did more of this turn. So on his turn, there wasn't very too much he could do. Actually, one of the things that was unfortunate is that I was kind of wondering if I should get up a little bit closer instead of deceleration. And you know what? That's what I really should have done. Because he can't really get any good shots on me because of my feet. So because I was short, the Naga actually got to move up with Slipstream and get a shot onto Haley. My objective is the one that gives me cover. But he rolled 666 to hit and does some damage to Haley. I think it was just like 3 boxes. His damage roll was kind of poor. But it was like, damn, you know, like little tiny... mistakes like that are things that you just can't do. But either way, he kind of moves up. He's kind of surrounding me with these stupid rakes. They're going to cause me some problems. And now this is what I have to decide what I'm going to do here. Now, clearly I have to put something into the zone, but at the same time, I really need these Scythians to go down. I can't really remember here if he did the switcheroo, but I believe the Scythian on the right is the one that at least has some damage on it. So that thing I definitely want to take down. If possible, hey, maybe I can get lucky and take both Scythians down, but I really have to respect his range, and I want to make it so he gets as little on to me as possible. So again, I don't have Arcane Shield up. I basically just put the focus onto my storm walls as much as I can. Temporal acceleration onto the left one. Did deceleration because of why not. And what happens is the one on the right starts shooting at the Scythian there on the right and does some okay damage. But again, some pretty... I think I missed one of my big shots again. Then it's what do I do with the left one? I really wanted to make sure that one was dead, but at the same time, I wasn't totally sure that my right storm wall would survive, so I decided to put him barely in the zone, because if I could have killed that Scythian and then kill this one here too, I can survive. Well, of course, I kill the Scythian on the right, and then it's like, you know what, I can't kill the other Scythian, so I might as well be going for something else. So I instead go for the Naga. Between it and the Nis Hunters, they kill the Naga, but now the bonded Stormwall is in threat range of 2 of his heavies, and that's really not what I wanted. So really not happy about that, kind of a mistake, and I'm just hoping it survives enough to swing back. So on his turn, I actually get a little bit of a break going the other way, because when he comes after me, he has to slipstream up his Zuriel and stuff like that, but when he comes after my Stormwall, I stay alive, and I still have my Cortex, I still have my right arm, and so thank God I can actually swing back with this guy and really try and come back. Otherwise, you know, you can see here that his Rake went for its Animus and kind of like charged behind the Stormwall here to kind of put some threat on me. The other Rake on the left went up to my Nis, and then he, of course, did his little Blight thing. I mean, the Zuriel is actually an Arc node underneath Saren, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, he's going to really mess up that storm wall. And now I feel I've been given a second chance, because with me having all this here, and the storm wall on the left did not have its right arm. Both systems are down, but at least I have my Cortex, so I can give it focus. But, you know, hey, if I can boost a hit, then I can hit it and I can do some massive damage. So, my hope here is that I can take out both of these heavies. And if I do that, maybe I'll be safe. I have this rake on the right that's causing me lots of troubles, but it has lots of fury and he's too far out to be pulled off, so I'm hoping that he's going to freak out. And then some kind of bad dice happen. I take the last one off the Squire, so the Squire goes there, so if the Rake freaks out, it hits it. I start swinging onto that. I put 3 focus again onto the pink one, and I start swinging onto the Scythian, and I miss 2 attacks. Which, again, I mean, I need 5s, and I can't be missing this. And so it stays alive. That means the left one has to go after it, hits it, just, you know, does some good damage, swings on the left one, does some good damage. Then I have a free run from Temporal Acceleration, and I miss. And it's just like, oh, why are 5s and 6s so hard? Meanwhile, I potted the right Shepherd, but rolled double 1, so it didn't die. And then on the left, I was able to kill that Shepherd. So, yeah, not going so great. So on his turn, what he actually does, I didn't really expect this, is that he goes up and charges the storm wall there with the Forsaken. The Forsaken is able to kill the storm wall because, hey, it has 2 boxes left. And then between the Raic not failing its frenzy and coming over and taking 2 bites on me, he goes for the assassination. Now, at first, I thought I was going to be safe because when he looked at it, he's like, okay, I got a Saren here so that my control range is up, but he can't make his control range go to the other side of the wall. So he'd have to swing on me on this side of the wall, and I was far enough back he didn't have reach. Well, unfortunately, after about 5 minutes of thought, he remembered that he has sprays, and the sprays kill me. So, lose the game. What can I say? Basically, the big move of this game, I mean, dice played a part why I failed some 5s and 6s, but I believe the biggest things I needed to do here were, 1, I had to take first turn, so I can really go up the board and then basically back up as I shoot him. So that's the first thing. Taking first turn should have been something I did. Then, after, when I put the silver one into the zone, it would have been better off if I would have just shifted more to the right so that I could have shot that one down and only had the 1 heavy that could charge me in reprisal. By the way, I mean, the reason why I didn't charge in that turn is because that was his feet turn. I don't think I mentioned that. But, yeah, all I can hope now is I win the rest. Alright, so game 3 here, I'm up against a guy named Tyson. He is running Menoth, and there is going to be Epic Fiora and also Harbinger. And looking at those, again, the right drop for me was going to be the double storm wall. Alright, the scenario here is kill box. You need to get 5 points. You get 1 for controlling the zone, 2 for dominating, and 1 for destroying the objective. So he is running a Bonded Adjudicator and also 2 Reckoners. He is going to be having 2 of the Vassals, also the Choir, of course, the Zealots with UA, and the Temple Flame Guard with UA. Now, I decided to go second, or I believe he won. I can't remember, but either way, I'm going second, and I'm over here. Was probably meant that I probably picked it. Either way, what's going to be happening here is, sure, this is Menoth. I probably can't shoot his jacks, but I'm going to try and shoot up his infantry coming in, and then after using my feet to get onto his heavies. I know how dangerous his Judicator is, and so I really want to get both my storm walls onto the Judicator to really make sure I can take it down. So, of course, he's going first, and he's rushing up, and one of the things he makes a mistake here on is that the one white Reckoner runs up, and he did his choir thing wrong so that I can shoot it. So right away, I have a great target first turn. He, of course, puts up Escort, but, I mean, going to my turn, I'm just going to walk up and shoot that Reckoner up with the 5 shots just like last time. So that's what I do. I put Temporal Acceleration up, and actually, I decide not to do it like last time. Instead, what I decide to do to make sure I get one in there is I just run up the pink one, right? Just do that.
I put Arcane Shield up onto the right one, the silver one, and then with Temporal Acceleration, I put 3 shots into the Reckoner and take out its Cortex. So unfortunately, I didn't take out any other weapon system, but hey, a Cortex down is a pretty big deal. Otherwise, I put up some covering fire, drop a pod to get in the way. I know he's going to be probably popping his mini feats coming up, but it's nice to have that initial damage done. Deceleration is also up. Alright, so on his turn, he's going to be really rushing up here, popping both of his mini feats. Frickin' Reckoner scatters and puts Haley on fire first turn, so that kind of sucks, but whatever, hopefully I can manage it. Luckily, his other shots don't really do anything other than lighting one of his own guys on fire, and he doesn't really do any damage. Maybe he did like a point or two to my storm walls, but that's really it. So now, looking at this, of course the Zealots who have mini feet, they're blocking things up, but what I'm going to do here, this actually looks really well. Where again, the only thing I can't shoot is the actual Judicator. I can shoot both of his Reckoners because of the way that the Choir went. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to TK up the blue Reckoner up and backwards so I can actually reach it, walk up with the silver one, destroy it, and then send my pink one to the left to shoot up and destroy the other one. I'll pop my feet, lock down the Reckoner, try and kill up his Temple Flame Guard, and get into the zone with at least 1 or 2 Nis, and I'll be in a very good spot. So on my turn, things work out pretty well. I have to move over the pink one first. It shoots down the one Reckoner, puts a kind of pod in the way there. Then I go over with the silver one, I go up with Haley. I go and I TK up. Then I go with the other Jack. It goes up and it destroys. And this is where I realize I didn't pop my goddamn feet. And I was so upset with myself. I had to walk away from the table, come back, because I basically just threw away the game. I put a pod, again, in the way here so that it's between me and the Reckoner, the Judicator. But, I mean, my opponent's like, hey, man, that's not so bad. He still destroyed 2 Reckoners, but these Judicators it's gonna destroy me. And so, whereas, I mean, if I were to pop my feet, you look at this, and it's like, I'm set. I'm in no trouble. I am just gonna go and bash down all of his stuff. Well, now that's not going to be the case. He's going to come in, destroy the storm wall, mess things up. My junior took off again because I didn't trust it here. And, yeah, I put Arcane Shield up onto Haley to try and help me out a bit. She's using her focus to heal herself from the fire damage. The Nis go in and do very well. They kill quite a bit of these guys and get in the zone. But, wow, not popping the feet was freaking retarded. And I gotta say to my opponent, on his part, that he said, like, buddy, don't worry, just pop your feet. And I'm like, no. I should know better than this. This is not a mistake I should be making. Bring it on, because this is what I deserve. And so this is the situation I'm in now. That he comes up here, he destroys. I mean, he's a dice freaking +5 on a storm wall, because between him a battle and Ignite or whatever it is from Fiora, yeah, he just walks up, destroys the bonded storm wall, destroys the objective, kills the stuff that's in the zone, dominates. He's at 3 points. If I can't keep something in the zone, I'm screwed. I can't put the storm wall there because it can't one round with no focus. His Judicator, I'm not fast enough to get around to the back or something. I'm just in a really, really bad spot. And it's all because I didn't pop my feet. You know, I pop my feet, this doesn't happen. And I was just so upset with myself. This is not the type of mistake I should be making. So my turn, after thinking this out for a while, what I decide to do is this. I have to save my storm wall, and I have to wait till my junior comes back. So I put Temporal Acceleration up onto it. It kind of slides around after Haley comes over and kills some of his guys with a time bomb and takes a shot and stuff. But I pop my feet this time, but then my other Jack kind of slides over, puts a pod in the back, shoots down some things. Junior comes back to get in range. After some interesting movement, I get 3 Nis into the zone, but that's really all I have, is 3 Nis in the zone and a pod. feats up and pretty much covers everything. But all I can hope is that this works and that next turn I can one round Adjudicator. So unfortunately, it was all for nothing though, because he comes here and he does a spray, and I think he needs like 10s to hit, and he hits every goddamn 10. So when all the NIST go down because he rolls 3 10s in a row, and then he just goes and kills a pod pretty easily, there you are. I'm done. And I lose this game on scenario. And I was so upset. I was so upset with myself for being that stupid. You know, the game was going the way I wanted it. Everything was going well. And then I didn't pop my feet. Like, that's just stupid. And, you know, I even have the feet token, right? So it's one of those things, is like a visual cue that's up there. That, I mean, you see it and you know you got to do it. And I didn't do it. And I can't believe I did that. So very, very upset with myself. Now the best I can go for is 2 and 2. I'm way down on the bottom. I'm looking like a complete idiot. And it's just not my day. Alright, so last game I'm up against the press ganger here, Matt, and his Menoth. So up against Menoth again, and with this looking, he had Krios and Harby, and again, sorry Sons of the Tempest, the way to go here is my double Stormwall. So in this one here, I can't remember if it's kill box or not. I think it was, but either way, you have to get 5 points. You can dominate the close flag for 1, dominate the far one for 2, or control the far one for 1. And really, for his list now, he is running Krios 1, running 2 Reckoners. He has his junior running the Redeemer, whatever, the guy that has like the inaccurate rockets, always forget. He has Errands in the front with the UA, Choir and Vassals. He also has his little 3-man team in the back there as well. I always forget their name too. At this point, I'm so upset. You know, he also has the Zealots, and I'm just still going into this game. I don't even want to be playing. I just want to go home. My self-esteem at this point and my self-pride are so low that I just want to get in there and finish this game and go home. So I get first turn, and I'm going to rush up. I put Temporal Acceleration up onto the 1 Bonnet Stormwall, and I try and go up there. The NIST have to hold back a bit because I don't want to be killed by deviating AoEs. His turn, he comes up here, and he does not pop his mini feat with the Zealots, but he's kind of just getting in my way. So on my point here, I'm just going to be popping my feet and trying to kill whatever I can. I can't shoot any of the jacks because the choir did their thing, but hopefully killing a lot of his stuff and just being in a position where I can hopefully figure to get something on a Krios. So that's what I do. The NIST do awesome. They come over and they kill a whole bunch of his guys. Come in with my storm walls. They shoot up all the things. And so you can see there, a lot of infantry were lost. A lot of them. So looking really good there for just clearing things out. Meanwhile, I popped my goddamn feet. So, yeah, at least that was done right this time. But, yeah, I feel really good for this turn. Killed lots. And I think I caught every single thing of his in my feet. So in his turn with the Haley's feet, there isn't too much he can do. And so really a lot of his stuff just kind of shifts around. Oh, Gorman's there too. Yeah, Gorman's an issue. But the only thing he has done this turn is Krios kind of moves over to the right in order not to kill box himself. He is able, that wall was just set up right enough that he could barely stay there and be within kill box. Meanwhile, he shoots on the right, and the best thing he does for himself is he kills Selena. So that was a pretty big deal, because with killing Selena, now I can't do any combined range. But you know what? Looking at this, I saw a way to end the game early. And I was actually kind of excited about this. With how down I was going into this game, I was really excited about this play. So here's what I'm going to do. If you look, I have a beautiful landing spot. I'm going to go and put Temporal Acceleration onto my Bonded Stormwall. I'm going to trample 12 inches, and then I'm going to be able to make a boosted... I can buy an attack, boosted against Krios. I'm also going to be able to get my free one from Temporal Acceleration, boost that one too, and I need 8s to hit him. Of course, I'll do lots of damage with both, and as long as I can hit 2 boosted 8s, that's me a boosted dead Krios, I can be done, and I would have ended the tournament doing something cool. But it doesn't work. I come over here, I go and I buy my first attack, boost it, and I miss. Could not roll a boosted 8. And yeah, I hit him with the extra one and do some pretty good damage. By the way, before I did this, the NIST tried shooting. They did no damage there. They need to do like 8s to hit, and then they're -8, so nothing there. I drop a pot on them too, just trying to finish them off, but no dice. So otherwise, it's looking like this. Yeah, there wasn't really much else I could do, and I'm almost hoping he just pops feet and kills me. But he doesn't. He decides to go for destroying the storm wall instead of the assassination. You know, of course, with these reckoners and all the stuff, they're able to come over and kill me. He kills 2 more NIST, and all of a sudden, I think I might be okay. I was like, oh, wait a second. From how this is, I should be able to charge up with Haley, go and be able to TK over the Reckoner that's in the way, aim with the storm wall, and shoot it down. I'm like, wow, I can still finish this and win by doing something cool. And then I remember he has Gorman. Gorman comes up last activation and blinds my last Colossal. So, basically, Haley tries to make it work. I take the last one off the Squire. It runs up. I TK myself forward, charge the Squire, and then want to hit Krios with a time bomb, but I'm not within 10 inches, so I'm just standing around. And it's now looking like this. I kill some more things, and yeah, Haley should just be dead. Now, this is one thing that happened for the first time ever. I always get asked, why do you run your junior with doing a storm wall? Isn't that super risky? And my big answer is like, I never lose my junior. Never, ever, ever. Well, I lose him here. He takes a grenade to the face and dies. Then again, this is a thing where I went for like a quick win and it failed. So I don't know if it really counts. But I just want to show this. This is the first time that this has ever happened. So otherwise, he pops feet, knocks me down, and the Reckoners, bang, 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 kill E. Haley, and I lose. So, whatever. I mean, I saw a way for an easy, fast win. Could not make 2 boosted 8s. What else can I say? And so at the end of the day, this is what we have here. I went 1-3. 1-3, which is horrendous. I haven't done this bad in a very long time. And I just felt like garbage. I started off this whole thing talking about Team Canada. Looking at this, I should be banned. I should be in the black book. It's like, no. That guy, if you ever see an application, tear it up. And I mean, like, seriously, if I'm looking through it, sure, I got the first game. That's great. Second game, I made 2 big tactical errors, a little bit of dice in that one, but still, I gotta blame myself for tactical errors. Man, game 3, forgetting to pop my feet. I'm still so angry at myself for that one. And then really the last was more just, again, a dice thing where I saw a good chance assassination, went for it, didn't work. But yeah. Oh, bad news. So, looking at my list, one of the things I'm going to be doing is dropping the NIS Hunters. They didn't really do it for me. I didn't face Bradigus. A lot of the Bradigus players are not really playing Bradigus right now. He's not even really seen very much. So at the very least, I'm going to be changing up that list. I'm thinking right now I'll be dropping the NIS Hunters for going for Gun Mages and UA. And then for the other 2 points, maybe Gorman. So that should make it a lot more interesting. I think I'll like that mixed better. Sons of the Tempest, what can I say? I never played it. But it was interesting that I go through a tournament and I never felt like they were the right list to drop. So maybe that's something saying there. Clearly, I want to give them another fair shake. But yeah, there you go. I'm an idiot. Hopefully I can come back stronger next time. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
God damn it!
Angrier.
God damn it!
Angrier. Angrier.